In psychology class the other day, we were laughing about how stupid Pavlov's dogs were. Then the bell rang and we went out for lunch. Welcome to Shave&Butcher. And we're wearing Canadians today because today, or yesterday actually, Patrik Laine was traded to Montreal. So pretty excited over that. Patrik Laine is from Finland, and I know I have a Finnish soap from the Nordic Shave Company, a birch soap. I just can't find it. Maybe I gave it away to someone. So next best is Matti Lindholm, who's of Finnish descent, I think. Aren't you, Matti? Anyway, so an old Matti Lindholm shave. This is his soap that he made, citrus freeze. We've also got a brush loaded already, turned by Matti, Maggard's 24 synthetic knot in it, and a safety razor that he made by hand. Well, with some machines. This is stainless steel. It's a pretty good razor. So that's what we're doing. Yeah, so Montreal Canadiens is an ice hockey team in the National Hockey League in North America. They're from Montreal, obviously, and they've been one of the worst teams in the whole NHL the last few years. They're going through something called a rebuild, so they're basically rebuilding the roster, the team, and replacing pretty much everybody. So a lot of young people coming in, up and coming, hopefully players. It takes a few years for them to develop and for you to see if they're as good as you thought, and then you got to get rid of some contracts that can be expensive, and that takes a while too, because you can't just give them away. You've got a budget to consider. There's a salary cap in the NHL, so all teams need to stick to a certain total budget of player salaries. So it's a big jigsaw puzzle all the time. So Canadians are rubbish and will be for another while yet. The biggest problem on the Canadiens team is goal scoring ability. Well, they have a lot of problems, but that's one of them. And Patrik Laine, 26-year-old winger, right-hand winger from Finland, is or used to be a really good goal scorer. Now, he hasn't been the last few years. He's been rubbish, and he's been injured, and he's been taking time off to get help with mental issues, and he's a bit of a rebuilding project on his own. But he's got potential to be good. And that's what we're hoping for, obviously. So he's expensive, he's got a big salary, but Montreal has space under this budget cap, the salary cap, and it's only a 2-year contract. So if it doesn't work out as expected, it's not the end of the world. And the trade is that Laine goes to Montreal from Columbus, and Columbus gets a defenseman called Jordan Harris, who probably wouldn't have made the team anyway in Montreal. Plus, Montreal gets a draft pick in 2 years' time. A pretty good draft pick, because they're all drafted, these guys. So they're really happy. Columbus are happy too, because Laine doesn't want to play in Columbus, and he said so out loud, so they just needed to get rid of him, basically. Plus, he earns a lot of money. So they're giving away Laine and a good draft pick, second round draft pick, and it's a win-win. I think both teams are really happy. And it's exciting times, because I mean, Montreal most likely won't make the playoff this coming season. Miracles can happen, but you know, they're adding a fun player. Hopefully he'll be fun. With goal scoring ability, he can play on the power play. He's big. He's 6'5". Do you say 6'5" or 6 feet high? 6'5". He's tall and heavy, which again is becoming fashionable in NHL. So exciting times, and it'll be interesting to see who he's going to play with. I was listening to a podcast called The Sick Podcast with Tony Marinaro, and his guest yesterday was Grant McCagg, who's a scout. And Grant has been saying for a while, because there's been talk about this potential trade for a while, that he would love to see Laine with Kirby Dach and Juraj Slafkovsky. Which would probably be the biggest line in the whole NHL, at least biggest top 2 lines or top 6 lines. That could be interesting. And we've got Montreal's got some young talent on the way in for next year. So in a year or two, things could start to look interesting. And in 2 to 3 years could be really good. It could be shit as well, you never know. Good, we'll do some pickups. Wasn't quite paying attention. Yeah, so exciting times. So what do you think? If you're a hockey fan, what do you think about that trade? Is it crazy? I mean, he'll be the best paid player on the team. Well, officially Carey Price is, but he's not playing, he's injured. And retired, pretty much. There we go. So what do you think? And if you're not a Montreal fan, what do you think? Are you scared? Probably not. Nice citrus scent to this soap and a bit of menthol in it. So a cool breeze. I might have an aftershave that matches, but I won't be able to find it for a while, so we'll skip that. Put it on afterwards if we find it. Thank you for watching. Go Habs! And stay sharp.